Entrepreneurs and small business owners, are you feeling overwhelmed by lack of capital, growth challenges, or personal branding? You are not alone. UCS Advisors is here for you. We're professional capital raising advisors committed to helping you secure funding and grow your business. Are you ready to impress investors? Check your investor readiness with our free 45-second quiz at ucsquiz.com. We believe in you. Visit ucsquiz.com and start your success journey. And remember, always be willing to achieve your greatness.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Greetings from the Garden State. We are here at MetLife Stadium in Rutherford, New Jersey, for the Project Kind Worthy of Love Fest, Worthy of Love event. So this is a great event. If you remember, maybe like a year or so ago, Jenny DePaul, the founder of Project Kind, joined us on the show. And today, now we're doing an event. So Jenny's going to join us at some point. We're going to get some of the guests that are here being honored at the Worthy of Love event. Obviously, Project Kind is a big event that supports homeless awareness and homeless outreach in Newark, Patterson, other parts of Jersey, and other parts around the country. So we're going to get to talk to Jenny. We're going to get to talk to maybe a Giants player or two, and then some of the guests that are being honored today at the event. So I'm going to wrap up here, the intro, and then over the course of the day, we're going to have people jump on the mic, and we'll put this all together into one episode that everyone can enjoy. So again, this is the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Ham. We're here at MetLife Stadium for the Project Kind Worthy of Love event in conjunction with the New York Giants. Stay tuned. All right, so our first guest is a former guest of the show, but also kind of the organizer, leader of this event, and the founder of Project Kind, Jenny DePaul. Jenny, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm grateful that you're here.
We're so grateful to be here. It's been a really cool experience so far, and I'm sure kind of as the day progresses, it's just going to get cooler and cooler.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about kind of just like the overarching view of like what the Worthy of Love Fest is, and then we'll kind of go into like what went into putting this all together.
Okay, yeah. So the whole idea behind the Worthy of Love Fest was to make it a day where we could bring everybody together. You know, the people that we serve who are in need, the volunteers, our sponsors like the New York Giants. Like I said, what if we could just all get together and just celebrate the fact that we are all worthy of love? We all have purpose, right? And we all have something to share, no matter who we are or what our situation is. Like we all have something to give.
Yeah.
So the Giants have been our partners forever, and I brought that to them, and they were like, all right, let's do it. And then we created this event.
Yeah.
So it is an annual event. This is the third annual Worthy of Love Fest.
Got it. So the first one was...
because of COVID,
right,
it paused. So it was 2018, 2019, and now here we are.
Got it. So this is like, bringing it back after all that.
We're bringing it back.
Yeah.
We're bringing it back.
No, that's awesome. And so, I mean, like, you got how many...
Oh, my gosh.
Vendors maybe isn't the right word to use.
Yeah.
But, like, partners, I guess, maybe?
So we have 120 people who are our guests. They're experiencing homelessness that we've got here. And then there are about 170 volunteers.
Yeah.
So some of them are service providers, so spa services, masseuse, chiropractor, manicurists, all that.
Sure.
And the other are social service providers, so people can link to services while they're here.
Yeah, which is awesome because I feel like, that's like one of the biggest things is just like having like the access to it.
Right.
And then when they're all here, just put them right in front of everyone's face.
Yes.
Yeah,
we're all together, right? So our friends get to get pampered, lunch, hang out, all this fun stuff. But then, of course, they can, leave here maybe with, a driver's license or link to some service that's kind of needed for them to move forward.
Yeah. And then, so how does it feel like after being off for 3 years, basically, and like to get this all back and like, basically make it the third annual one,
right.
Just not maybe like consecutive, but kind of like have it back and then be able to kind of like do this for this community.
Yeah, it feels amazing. So, and it's kind of like, I needed it. Like,
Sure.
oh yeah, it was like a reset for me, you know, and I think for everybody who's here today. So it was actually the Giants that, you know, I got a call from, and they're like, "You want to do it again?" And
Yeah.
I was like, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
So
that's really
yeah.
cool. It's definitely cool to have, obviously, like the New York Giants and be here at MetLife, and you know, like have the
It'd be
kind
great.
of weight behind it, you know, to like raise awareness and all that kind of stuff for it.
Right.
And then just to be like in this space and all that stuff, it's so cool.
Yeah, and you know, to know that they care so much too. You know, I mean, they've been a huge part of planning this event. A lot of what's happening today couldn't have happened without them.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
So yes, this is a special event. My hope is to have this event with other teams too. So I'm looking to kind of.
Sure.
Get this in other areas, you know, because I just think it's great for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because that's the one thing that I think is cool, and I think is sometimes overlooked about what you do. It's like a lot of the stuff that you do is obviously here in Jersey because you're
Right.
here in Jersey, but you do stuff all over the country as well.
I
like
do.
reach out, you know, like you've been to Georgia, California, I think
Yes.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then so, you know, and if there's like some huge disaster somewhere, like in Texas, we arranged when they had all the storms and all of that.
Yeah.
Uber partnered with us, and we were able to fill a tractor here in Jersey, a
Yeah.
tractor trailer filled with items. Get it to a social service agency in Texas. I flew there, met all the people that were getting it. It was just, you know, I just really think we're supposed to help one another.
Yeah.
So not just here in Jersey. I mean,
Right.
yeah, I kind of will go wherever there's a need. And
Yeah.
really, though, I'm just sharing the need, right, and creating an opportunity for people to be a part of helping, and people help, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of opportunities, and we'll kind of like wrap this up because I know you have
Yeah.
a lot of things going on. But speaking of opportunities, like when people, maybe even just beyond Worthy of Love and this annual event, but just with Project Kind in general, like what are ways that people can support the Kindness Closet, like all that kind of stuff that you have going on?
Yeah. So we are opening up another kindness closet.
Okay, great.
Yeah, which I'm really happy about. So ways to support us. So we're always in need of, you know, those immediate needs, right? To meet those immediate, so food, you know, toiletries. But we need money. I mean, really. I mean, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
And in order for me to help somebody either avoid homelessness, like maybe avoid eviction, or somebody whose lights are being turned off, or their children have no furniture and they're sleeping on the floor, I need money.
Sure.
Or to get somebody from homelessness to housed, I'm filling in that gap where maybe other agencies aren't able to meet that need. So it's about pulling the funds and helping that person get off the street.
Yeah.
So a month or two rent, things like that.
Sure.
So to donate, you can go to projectkind123.org is the website, and then we have Venmo and Cash App.
Great. Yeah. And again, we really appreciate you having us as a part of this. And,
Yeah, no,
you
thank
know,
you.
I'm excited to kind of see like how the day unfolds because obviously we have you now, and then hopefully we get some other people to come through and jump on the show with us and kind of
Yeah.
share their stories. I think would be great.
Yeah, I'm going to send Leonard over here.
Okay, great. So we'll get to talk to Leonard.
Leonard
That'd be-
Williams,
yeah, that'd be great
the
too.
player here, and a few other people. So.
Great, awesome.
Yeah,
well,
thank
Jenny,
you.
thank you so much, and you know, enjoy the day. I'm sure we'll kind of, you know,
Yes.
see each other at certain
Okay.
points, but thank you so much.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Of course. All right, so we're back with Ethan Medley. He is the Director of Community Relations and Youth Football here with the New York Giants. Ethan, welcome to the show.
Appreciate it, Mike.
Absolutely. So this is a really cool event, and I see you all over the place. You're on the megaphone on the horn, whatever. Earlier, kind of like directing people and everything like that. So before we get into kind of like the event and all that, give me like a little bit of taste of what you do here with the Giants.
Sure. So my responsibility is community outreach and to support the game of youth football as a part of that at the youth and high school level. We are certainly blessed to have a tremendous fan following. We are blessed to be here in the New York metro area. One of the great things about this opportunity and role that I have is I meet the most amazing people that you could ever imagine meeting, and
Sure.
we have the opportunity to stand behind them, put our name and get our players involved in some of the things that people are doing to care for one another in the tri-state. And it's just a really rewarding career and experience.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about, what you can speak to between the relationship between the Giants and Project Kind. Because this was an event, we just had Jenny on, an event that she had done in 2018, 2019, obviously, 2020 and all that kind of went by the wayside, but now it's back as an annual event again.
That's
so
right.
take me through like that relationship and kind of how that works.
So we met Jenny probably in 2017, perhaps. She was receiving a van to support her in her outreach in Newark.
Right.
I brought players to that to help, shine a spotlight on what she was doing and just to let everybody know that we thought that was powerful and meaningful. And our players were instantly able to recognize that her form of outreach was a little bit different from most, that there was a relationship there that was unique and powerful.
Sure.
And they gravitated to that and they wanted to stay involved. And through that, I remained in relationship with her, and we started just asking, like, how can we be helpful? Or what's meaningful, right? New York Giants don't know how to solve homelessness, but we know how to get behind people that are doing amazing things. And so she said, I have this vision, can we do this event where we just bring people to the stadium, people that, cheer for the Giants but never, would be able to come and attend a game and just make it all about them.
Right.
And just open the doors. And we just started thinking about what would be meaningful in that. How about we put their names in our lockers?
Sure.
How about we, bring service providers? How about we connect them with people that are really trying to do the work to make, people who are experiencing homelessness, get them into a better situation. And so, we've got great food here today. We've got massages, pedicures, manicures, haircuts, salon care providers, people that are flying from all around the country to be here, which is really remarkable in its own right. And it's all happening because we made this event happen, and then relationship can flow from that. So that's kind of how this thing started, and we've had players that hopped on board, and then you find out, like, we got a guy, Leonard Williams, who grew up experiencing homelessness for large parts of his childhood, and today means the world to him. And he has this message of, hey, had one person that pulled me aside because I was tall, fast, agile, and had the ability to put on muscle, right? And said, hey, I could use you to become a great football player. And the truth of the matter is, everybody that's here today has an undeniable trait or quality that's specifically been given to them that needs nourishment and encouragement, and maybe today's the start of that.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. 'Cause, I do think it's interesting too. Like, obviously, like the Giants have kind of the name and the resources and all that kind of stuff to kind of put behind it, and then the space and everything. But then having Leonard here and some of the other players, like I think that's like a really cool thing too, because like you said before, like how often does it, like even just like person, be able to kind of interact with someone like that. Yeah. But then to be here and like be part of it and just like it's everyone's on the same level here. Yeah. And like that's what makes it so cool.
No, of course, and that's a big part of everything that we do. We don't want to be standing behind tables. We don't want to be separated behind lines and ropes. When we do outreach, we want to be in relationship and have touch points. Yeah. And that's the power of this, that they're deserving of this moment, that we are all on equal footing. Some of us may be more celebrated than others in society, but today we are all united in our humanity. And maybe that sounds a little whimsical or whatever, but the truth of the matter is when we do this event year after year, my guy Sleepy walked in the door today for the third time, right? And I was thrilled to see him. And just having that opportunity to get back to make this an annual event after all the mess that we've tried to fight through the last few years, where everybody's felt so apart. It's great to bring this event back, and we have great aspirations to do this annually and to support Jenny more often than annually. Sure. To shine a light on what she's doing. I tell her all the time, she is Project Kind.
Right.
There's no two people like her. You can't replicate her. You can't take her across the country. Wherever she is someplace that she's not. Yeah. She's one of a kind. But we can all follow her lead and join into what she's doing. We can't do exactly how she does it because she's uniquely gifted in this and has a unique heart for it. But we can recognize that what she's doing is special, shine a spotlight on it, all get behind her at certain times of the year, and give her the support that she needs to really make a difference in people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely. That was an amazing answer. And then also, you mentioned that, so this is your third time being a part of this event, and you mentioned Sleepy and all that. And were there maybe early on, maybe the first couple, a moment where you're just like, oh man, this is something that could be really great, if we just keep, doing it, seeing maybe kind of just, or is it kind of just an overall kind of experience throughout the day? I know that puts
I
you
don't
on
think
the
it
spot
takes
a little
long
bit.
when you walk
Yeah.
in here to realize that this is right.
Sure.
It's not something that took time. You know, we do a lot of things. There's some things we'll do once and maybe not do again. When you do this type of event and we're able to bring our players in and let them experience this, our rookies, this is their first event this year as Giants.
Yeah.
That they're here, every single member of them as a rookie class participating in community service. And their service today was just to be here and love the person in front of them.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
That's great. Yeah, that's awesome. So really appreciate you jumping on. I know you got like a lot of things going on, a lot of people all over the place, but I really appreciate you jumping on with us and chatting for a little bit. And it was great to meet you. And, thanks for having us as a part of this event.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks for being here and telling the story. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Thanks, Ethan.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for doing this with us today.
It's my pleasure.
Really appreciate it. So tell me a little bit about your day so far today.
Today it's been a very, very pleasant day. I mean, I've met new friends. I've had a delicious meal. I'm waiting to go into a recreation area of sorts at the stadium here in Rutherford, New Jersey. And I met yourself. It's good, man.
Yeah.
So it seems. and I'm trying to gather my thoughts and, move forward from them.
Yeah. So is this your first one of these events, or did you go back when they've done a couple in the past? Is this your first one?
This is the first one I've done here. I've done one other one at the Prudential Arena
in Newark. Yeah.
When the Devils was playing a game, and unfortunately they didn't win, but
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
They had a pretty good year though this year. That was at least good. Mm-hmm. So talk to me maybe a little bit about kind of just like the experience, getting picked up with the bus, coming in, and then everyone kind of cheering you on when you came through the gates like that.
That was something very surprising. It made you feel good coming through. All the people there, and they, hey, glad to see you. It was really exhilarating. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
We didn't get picked up by the bus. Everybody didn't come on the bus. We had a van coming from the YMCA.
Okay. The YMCA in Newark, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then, so kind of like going through the day today, and then I'm sure Jenny a little bit too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is this something that you're proud to be a part of? Obviously, right?
Why?
Or this event, just to be a part of it.
There's a lot of possibilities here. I mean, I don't know where I fit in.
Sure. But. Yeah. Are you a Giants fan?
No.
What are you?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah, of course. We only do honest on this show. We're not liars. You're like a Cowboys fan or something, aren't you?
No, definitely not a Cowboys fan. I don't particularly go for NFC East.
Okay, so you're out on the NFC East.
It doesn't matter which one it is.
You're just not a fan.
I mean, the Giants, they get down there in the playoffs and they play spectacular. Like they never came and lost a game before. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You wait till you get 9 games in and want to play.
Well, we got to get loose, It takes them 9 weeks to get loose, and then they're ready to go.
And then they play excellent at that point.
Yeah.
But it's too late because you've already lost too many games to catch up. So, I mean, I like the Giants.
Yeah. Yeah, so do I. So I don't want to keep you from the rest of your day, but this was so great. I really appreciate you coming on and doing a couple minutes with us, and enjoy the rest of the day, get some more food, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Mike.
Awesome, Edwin. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right, I do too.
Voted one of the top 100 jazz clubs in the world, Shanghai Jazz in Madison, New Jersey has been entertaining its customers for almost 30 years with world-class live music, great food, and a commitment to hospitality that creates an exceptional atmosphere. Plus, if you're in the mood for a creative cocktail and incredible vibe, be sure to check out Encore Speakeasy, located downstairs in Shanghai Jazz. As one of my favorite restaurants in the area, I personally guarantee you will have a great experience. Check out the music schedule, the menu, or to make a reservation, head to shanghaijazz.com. The Mayo Performing Arts Center is the heart of arts and entertainment in Morristown, New Jersey. MPAC presents over 200 events annually and is home to an innovative children's arts education program. To see Impact's upcoming schedule of world-class concerts, stand-up comedy, family shows, and more, head to mayoarts.org or just click the link in our show notes. Bored of going to the same park? Want to try a new local adventure? Well, then check out NJspots.com, your home for finding a new spot to discover right here in New Jersey. With dozens of maps to check out, local hiking spots, family-friendly places, and seasonal suggestions, NJspots is waiting for you to find somewhere new to explore. That's NJspots.com. So we're here with Maddie Guthrie from Reaching Out Montclair. Maddie, welcome to the program.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So you're also
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're also one of the partners here to kind of like give people another platform to connect and do things like that. So talk to me a little bit about what Reaching Out Montclair is and what you guys do.
Reaching Out Montclair started about 9 years ago. Just me and my husband from the back of our cars. We saw the need, and we just said we have to do something.
Sure.
And then every year we made it bigger and better just because of our donors and our sponsors. So we were happy that we do furniture. He'll assist people with applying for SNAP benefits, clothing, food. We also help with security deposits. We allow people to come to us and tell us their problem, and then we also link up in whatever they need.
Yeah.
If they need social services, I'm a social worker, so they need all of that. And my husband is a police officer for Montclair Police, and he's in community policing. So
great.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for, I said about 9 to 10 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it? I mean, I would imagine it's primarily Montclair. Is it only Montclair, or do you go to other places?
No. Well, as you see, we're here, right?
Sure. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So we help out all the surrounding cities.
Okay.
Yeah, and we work with everyone, whoever's in need. Our base is from Montclair because we're from Montclair.
Sure.
But we
yeah,
help
of course.
out anyone.
I'm sure that's like kind of like
needs
where it started, and now
Correct.
it's kind of
Correct.
branched out from there.
Yes.
Because you got to start somewhere.
Well, my husband saw someone that haven't had a meal, and 4 o'clock was their first meal.
Yeah.
So he came to me, he says, I don't feel right about it. And I said, so what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And we started.
That's great. I love that. I love especially because I'm with Project Kind, do you guys have any kind of relationship, or is it just kind of, okay.
I don't know if you know Tanya Wells.
I don't think I know Tanya.
And Kathy.
Okay,
so
I met Kathy today.
Us. Yeah, I dealt with Tanya for several years, about 6 years. 7.
Sure.
And they call me and they say, hey, do you want to be part of it? And I said, absolutely. I said, let me see what the project is about. And I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, we have to do something special. We have to at least help out our friends with our addresses. We must do that. All of us are a paycheck away from being there.
100%.
So it's a pleasure for us to do that. I come from Jersey City, which is pretty rough.
Yeah.
And when I grew up, it was not much there, so I decided if God bless me, why not bless someone else?
Sure. Yeah, I love that. And I love also, because we've, just on this show, obviously today is its own thing, but on the show that in the lifespan of the show, different nonprofits and different people that do good in their communities, I think it's so much more powerful too when it comes from a place of you had a personal experience, or it was the first person that your husband saw, or things that maybe you saw. And I think that's what makes it even cooler, because now it's it adds it's personal. Yeah, that's the word that I'm looking for.
When I grew up in Jersey City, it was just I didn't have it.
Yeah.
Everybody wear cool sneakers. Everybody wore cool. That I didn't.
Sure.
And I said, you know what? I came out of there and moved to Montclair when I first met my husband. It was wow. It's different. So I wanted my children to have a different life, but at the same time, look and help somebody else, because there's always someone to be helped. And so a lot of people take it, they have attitude. They don't. People who are hurting hurt other people because they're hurting them. They're really hurting inside.
Yeah.
All they need is a smile or something for someone to care and show them they care.
Right.
And that's what we've been doing for a long time.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that ultimately, and I'm sure you've seen it over the course of just today, and obviously on all the work that you guys do, but even just a day like today, I think that really kind of shines through, because it's everyone just kind of on the same level. Everyone's kind of doing their thing and having fun. And exactly.
We all the same.
Right.
We all the same. We all, if you eat, I eat, right? Where
Sure.
it goes, if you get...
We both,
all the same.
all those
It doesn't
things,
matter. To me, I don't look at color. I don't look at anything.
Sure.
I look at what's your need.
Yeah.
And if I can help you, then I'll do that. I remember a person who helped me when I was 14, and I don't remember her last name, but I remember how she made me feel.
Of course.
And that's what it's all about, when you make that person feel comfortable and safe.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted for them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And so, my girlfriend lives in Montclair, and obviously we spend a lot of time in Montclair. It's just great that community has people like you that are doing stuff like that, which I think is awesome.
Listen, we do a little bit.
Yeah, but
compared
that
to what
little
other
bit,
people. Yeah, I think we all I love this. Because we all are making a little difference in somebody's life.
But then when you start adding those little things
absolutely,
up, and then broadcast it out on, this or an event like this and all that kind of stuff, I think that's really what starts to get the wheels in motion even more.
But I got to say, I've been to a lot of events, and this is the first one that you get to do this.
Yeah.
To hear. Which is very, very, it's not usual.
Sure.
Which I commend you guys for doing it, because people need to hear about this.
Of course,
They need to hear what we're doing, what other people are doing, so we can, hey, I want to join, let me help. And it gets bigger and better each and every year.
Yeah, well, I've known Jenny now for a few years, and I've had her on my show, an old show that I used to do, and then this show that I did, that I do now, maybe a year or so ago. And she had reached out maybe a month or two ago and was like, hey, this is an idea that I have. Would you want to run a show during the event? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, no problem. Because I do think that that's what it is. Give voices to people that need it heard. That kind of thing I think is really important.
And it's important for them to feel they're no different.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no difference.
Yeah, let's talk about your day and
all of
let's.
us, I'm telling you, all of us are one paycheck away from being in the same spot.
Yeah.
And we have to help somebody else. And we think about it. You spend money on your shoes. I spend money on my shoes. Why not help somebody else in the same concept? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
We have enough.
Yeah.
This make me realize how blessed, how grateful I am for the life that I have.
Yeah.
And I brought my kids with me because I said, you need to see this.
Sure. Absolutely.
You need to see this.
Yeah.
And we work with the brothers right there. Those are, I've never seen a fraternity that supports the reaching out, like the community.
Yeah.
That's our passion, and they have the same passion. So
Awesome.
I'm grateful for this event.
Yeah, absolutely, and me too. And I'm appreciative of you jumping on with us for just a few minutes. I know you got a lot of things going on, and and all that. But yeah, I appreciate it. So if people do want to learn more about Reaching Out Montclair, where are some places that they can go to do that?
They can go. Well, we're building our website because we are privately funded. Whatever we get is Reaching Out Montclair at gmail.com, or my phone number, which everyone has at this point. Literally.
Yeah.
It's 862-485-8470. And when I tell you literally.
Well, now we have it, and now all our listeners will have it too.
Yes,
so now
and
more
any
people.
other, keep us in mind for any other event and all of that.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, Maddie, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it, it's great to meet you. We're now joined by Rikki Cook from Omega Psi Phi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Rolando Lambda chapter. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about what Omega Psi Phi is.
So Omega Psi Phi is a fraternity that was founded on Howard University's campus. It was the first fraternity founded at an all-black HBCU. And, we have 4 cardinal principles: manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift. And, we try for over 100 years to keep the traditions of those cardinal principles, and we definitely have a strong hold on community with the uplift. So that's what we're here doing today.
Awesome. And so talk to me a little bit about, because are you in the fraternity right now? Is it a long time thing?
Yeah, it is.
And so talk to me a little bit about are you based here in Jersey? How does that work?
So we're out of South Orange, and we're a graduate chapter. So a lot of times when you can either pledge undergrad or you could join undergrad or you could join grad. And then if you join undergrad, once you're finished, to keep that camaraderie up and the fraternal spirit, you join a graduate chapter wherever you're currently living.
Awesome.
So our grad chapter is out of South Orange, and so we are in the area.
Yeah. No, that's great. And then, so talk to me a little bit about, now in a graduate chapter, and then also kind of like the connection to like this type of event, and then what you guys do as far as like outreach and all that kind of stuff to kind of, bridge that gap a little bit.
So I'm actually a social action chairman.
Okay.
So it's kind of my job to make sure that we go out and we do community service and that we're active in our community. And not just, pigeonhole ourselves to one community. We like to help in as a whole, as the massive. Like here, you got a lot of different organizations from all over with one common goal.
Sure.
So actually, I work in Montclair.
Okay.
And that's how I met another organization. I met Maddie at Reaching Out Montclair. She's helped us out with a couple of other events that we've done. We participate in a backpack giveaway. We've donated, I say it was like 100 turkeys during Thanksgiving. I'm trying to think some of the other stuff we do. It's just we do a bunch of things. We try to do one like kind of major thing for the community a month, and that's kind of how I got with this. From doing stuff with Maddie in the past, she kind of put us on the Worthy of Love event.
Yeah, and so talk to me a little bit about, because obviously like you guys are doing a bunch of good in various communities, but then like when you do an event like this, and it's just kind of like all the partners kind of out here, like us, you guys, Reach Out Montclair, all the other people that are around here. And then all the guests that are here and kind of interacting with everybody. And talk to me maybe like about your experience today and kind of like how it made you feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good to see that so many people that have a common denominator, and that's helping. You hear that cliche saying that it takes a village to raise a child, but that village doesn't have to stop when you're grown.
Yeah.
So, there's some adults that may need some help, and it's good that we are all coming together from different backgrounds, different, just different people, but we have a common goal to come together to help others.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need right now, just to, come and just see people as people and just come out and help. And it's good, man. It's a good event to just meet different people and network. And I like seeing, people are really happy, and it just feels good to do something for someone else.
Yeah, it's just been a great day.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Food was great. Everybody's been great.
Food was good.
Yeah, and then just like, to me, it's just been like when Jenny had asked me to do this, Jenny from Project Kind, I was like 100%. Like,
absolutely,
no doubt about it. Like,
I think anybody turns this down.
Yeah, so, of course, and because I just think it's so important, because like any community that you're trying to like be a part of or help or whatever, like sometimes they need like a little bit of a voice, and that's and
then a lot of times there's a lot of people that are out there that want to help, but they don't know exactly what to do or what events to attend. So this is great that you got so many different people, because now you're making other connections. Like I met some people that say, the next time you guys do something, I want to be a part of it. So it's just building the bridges between each other is amazing. And there's one thing I really want to say with this event, it feels organic. It's not gimmicky. It's not like we got a whole bunch of cameras flashing and all that
like
stuff.
The big check, something they're going to present to somebody.
It's really organic, and that was one of the things that I was, to be honest, I was a little concerned about. But after getting here, it's just truly everyone here really just wants to help.
Yeah.
And become one.
Definitely.
And I think it's great that you have the buddy system, so now that you're getting personal with the people that you're helping.
Yeah.
So it's not like just a here you go and all right, go on your way. It's they're really embodying that saying everyone's worthy of love. So it's a great event.
Definitely. And well said, for sure. So if people are listening to this and they're like, I want to learn more about Omega Psi Phi and kind of like what you got, do they have to be in the fraternity to like, be a, well, I guess to be a part of it, you would have had to be in the fraternity. Yeah. But there are ways that you interact with it beyond that now.
Absolutely. I mean, the best way to kind of find out what we're about is we have a national website. It's oppf.com, and it just gives you an overall basis of our history, what we're about, when we were founded, and that's a good way, no matter who you are, to kind of just know what we're about. So next time you see, people with purple and gold, you know what they're about and kind of know the mindset.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's the best way to do it.
Awesome. Well, Rikki, I really appreciate you jumping on with us for a few minutes and talking about what you guys do and all that. And thanks for being a part of this great event.
Thanks a lot. Happy to be here.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're now here with Jose Bracero, the Director of Outreach at Soldier On. Jose, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So talk to me a little bit about what Soldier On is, what you guys do, and then the kind of the connection between you guys and Project Kind and the Worthy of Love event.
Sure. So Soldier On is a nonprofit organization that helps homeless veterans and veterans that are at risk of becoming homeless in 9 counties in New Jersey. And we're able to do this as our funding is from the VA.
Okay, great. And so how long have you been a part of this organization in particular?
I have been a part of Soldier On since day one, since Soldier On started in New Jersey in October 2012.
Okay. And then what was kind of the, so I remember you told me before that you were Army 8 years?
Yes, I was Army, yes.
Okay. And then, so after the Army, did you go right into this? Was there like a lull period?
So when I got out of the Army in 2005, I came back from Iraq and I started working at a school. I was working at an alternative school.
Okay.
From there, I went to a mental health agency. I was working at a boys and girls group home. That same agency then got a position to work with veterans. I got that position as a veterans case manager for that organization. When Soldier On started in New Jersey in 2012, they came down to New Jersey introducing themselves, and that's how I got involved with Soldier On.
Awesome. And so, like, what's that experience been like? Because I would imagine, now I'm not military, and so this is going to come off, totally off, not connected to you at all. But I would imagine kind of like going through 8 years in the military. So I'll give you a background. So back in November, we did like a whole Veterans Month. So we did bonus episodes every week where we would share like different veteran stories that are based here in New Jersey. And it was like always so interesting to me because like it's something that like if you don't live it, you don't really know exactly what it's like. And a lot of times, unfortunately, not a lot of times, sometimes unfortunately, you see kind of like the bad of when veterans get out of the military, kind of like what happens after that. And so I feel like, for you, maybe like going through the military for 8 years and then going through like your own stuff and all that kind of stuff to get to here now and be working directly with people that like, if the timing was a little bit different than you might have served with too, I think is really, really cool and really interesting. There was no question in there, so I just was like talking out loud.
Yeah.
But if you have a response, that's awesome.
So I mean, you're right. There wasn't a question there. What I would say to that is, I was fortunate. I was fortunate to find a job right away when I first came home, and I started working with youth. And I never would have thought I would be working with youth, and now even veterans when I was in the Army. So it all kind of happened organically for me, to be truthful.
Right.
That's sort of the way to where I am now.
Yeah, and then kind of like now doing it now, like what's that experience been like?
Oh, it's therapy for me, to be honest. Like, I mean, first of all, I'm an 8-year Army veteran. I have 2 tours. I went to Iraq. I went to Kosovo. So the fact that I get to go around and help other veterans, it's therapy. That's the way I describe it. That's the best way that I put it for myself.
I think that is a really good way to kind of describe it. And talk to me a little bit about kind of just like your guys' experience here at the event and kind of how it's been for you today.
So this is my third time coming to this event.
Okay, great.
Since Jennifer first started. So me and
3.
Jennifer met years ago doing homeless outreach in Newark. So we have the same goals. Obviously I can only help veterans, so I'm a resource to her. So whenever she finds veterans who are in need, we are someone, our organization is an organization that she can count on to help that homeless veteran that she may encounter.
Awesome. Yeah, and then so if people are listening to this and either they know somebody or they just like want to get involved for whatever reason, like what are some ways that they can go about doing that with Soldier On?
So the unique part about our program is that we're all remote. So usually we do get a lot of people that want to volunteer some time or they want to donate some things. So it's always complex, but we can figure something out.
Sure.
We're a staff of over 30 throughout 9 counties. Everyone's remote. Our office is in Hamilton. We only meet together collectively once a week. If anyone is interested in volunteering or helping, I mean, you can always reach out to me directly. I'm the director of outreach with our organization, and I can help facilitate that. My work cell phone number is area code 413-320-6955. 888-6389. Or you can look us up on wesoldieron.org, and that'll tell you more about our organization.
Awesome. wesoldieron.org. Love it. So, Jose, I really appreciate you jumping on, giving us a few minutes. I have a feeling that we're going to talk more at some point in the future. Like, I got your card, and I had already mentioned a couple of different ideas that I had about people to, like, maybe intro or whatever, which I think would be great. So thank you for doing this with us today. Thank you for being a part of this great event, and it was great to meet you today.
Thank you for having me, Mike. Anything I could do to help moving forward, please let me know.
Absolutely. I definitely will. Thank you so much. All right, cool. So we're back here for another segment of this episode of Greetings from the Garden State. Again, we're here at MetLife Stadium, Rutherford, New Jersey. We're here with Buma. Buma, welcome to the show.
Back here.
Absolutely. So, talk to me a little bit about because Jenny just told me that you guys have known each other now for a while.
Yeah.
And then you were involved in Project Kind, kind of like in a lot of ways. So, talk to me maybe about that and kind of your relationship with her and how that started.
Okay. Well, Jenny used to be like a little angel in Newark, so like like downtown Penn Station, and stuff like that. So it's a park that's in like downtown Penn Station that they come bring food to, like they do outreach to.
Sure.
So Jenny and her husband used to come down there a lot and give out like peanut butter jelly sandwiches and like turkey and ham and cheese sandwiches. So I used to hustle in the park. I used to be like one of the hustlers in the park, and she used to be like trying to get to the hustlers a lot, and we all used to look at her like, like in our time we used to see like no racist thing. When we see like white people and stuff, we'll think like they cops and stuff like that. So we used to think like that's a cop thing. So we just like Jenny used to come out to us giving us sandwiches. We were like, yo, we don't accept sandwiches from police. So she's like, I'm not a cop. It's nothing like that. And that was my first time running into her. I was like, lady, I'm not even allowed to take a sandwich from a cop.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna cap you, like I gangbang and stuff like that. So that's like one of our rules and stuff. Don't have no type of police encounterment. So yeah. So from that point on there, Jenny made it her mission just to, I'm gonna target you. And stuff like that. So,
And so kind of like, so then it obviously like evolved quite a bit.
Yeah,
like
so she just started coming constantly every weekend. Like, then she started finding out about me. I have a baby and stuff. So she started coming out with baby stuff, and she started asking like what type of stuff our baby needs, like sneakers, clothes, anything. Yeah, and that's like one of the ways I end up getting closer to her and stuff like that.
Yeah. And so, obviously like, her bringing like a sandwich or something for your baby, like, is obviously awesome.
Like awesome. Like, people don't do that where we come from and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, when you ask people, like, honestly, in our time, when you ask anybody for anything, bro, it's like potluck. It's either they're gonna give it to you or they're not gonna give it to you. Sometimes you even get a glance, they even look your way, especially the type of people how Jenny we look at. No racist thing, but like white people like that, they look down on like our community and stuff. You feel me? Yeah. So, order for her, like, when we see like a lady like that coming to our neighborhood, guardian angel,
Yeah, 100%. And so, like, as the relationship with Jenny and Project Kind has evolved for you personally, and have you seen kind of like, maybe like your scope of kind of like how your life works change also?
Honestly, yeah, I was about to hit you with change. Jenny is the definition of change. Honestly, yeah, every time she come out, Jenny, I ask you, like, what's the problem today?
Sure.
Like, what's the main problem today? What you need? So if I'm like outside hustling, trying to get like Infamil, and Infamil costs like $40-something. So I'd be like, Jenny, I need a can of milk for my baby and stuff. So it's either you gonna help me get that, and I used to come at her like that. I'm like, lady, you ask me all these questions. You either gonna help us get this stuff for our kids or you not. Cause I'm like, this stuff costs,
Sure.
And it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Like, a can of Infamil costs $40 and stuff like that. There's been plenty of times that I ain't never had the bread, and Jenny don't even want me to go outside and bust a sale.
Yeah.
So she'll just come right about like, Buma, here's the $40. Make sure your baby get that milk. And I'll make sure she do it. I'll buy the milk, even show a video like I'm in the store buying the milk.
Yeah.
Like, Jenny, look, I got it. Just to show you that I ain't capping or nothing.
Yeah, 100%. And so, also, like what you just said is that you've gone and traveled with her to other outreach, events to different parts of the country, right? So, like, obviously, like, to me, that's such an interesting trajectory of being like, nope, not taking a sandwich from a cop, to being like, yeah, I'll go with you to an event to, wherever.
Because honestly, I'm gonna keep it real, G. Like, me going out doing outreach with her brought a lot of people to Jumba, because I know they probably see me like, what the hell is this white lady doing with a gutter boy like me and stuff like that.
Right.
When they come up and I hear their story and I tell them how I met her, I met her and stuff at Bracero.
Yeah.
They be like, yo, you know how she do that for us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody, I'm like, yo, whatever problems y'all got, don't be shamed out, because when we come from closed mouth, don't get fed. You better tell that lady what you got going on and stuff like that. Be 100 with her. Yeah?
Right.
Don't cap and don't lie to her either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell my friends that all the time. I'm like, yo, there's people out here that can help y'all. Y'all just gotta be 100 with them, you heard? And don't be ashamed to it. That's where we come from. So a lot of people got a lot of pride over their problems, and they be ashamed. For me, I wasn't. Like my mama always said, if you need help, nigga, tell the people that you need help. And
Yeah.
I seen it in Jenny and stuff like that. And I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. And it just like, to me, just to like, because this is my first time being a part. Like, I've known Jenny now for a couple years, but just through like, you know, having her on the show and talking about kind of like what she does.
Yeah,
and
she cool as hell,
and she's great. And, but then when she asked me to do this, I was like 100%, like I'm into it. Like, I'll definitely do it. Because that's kind of like our whole thing, is to try to get like, you know, people's voices out there to talk about what they're talking about.
I was trying to do a podcast too. I'm like, Gina, I want to do a podcast on Newark about all the problems that we got in Newark. Nobody hears out here, so I feel like I should make a podcast, get all my homies, be like, yo, let's talk about problems today in Newark. Yeah, that's the only way we can get people to hear us out and stuff like that. You feel me?
Well, we should definitely talk about that, because I can help you with that. Well, I'll give you my card when we're done, and then we'll talk.
Yeah,
for sure. And so, like, but this event today, I mean, just like, you know, everyone having a good time, and
it's a blessing
you know,
to everybody and stuff like that. And I ain't gonna cap you, a lot of these people need it.
Yeah.
Because like I told you, we come from the trenches, bro. We come through a lot of like obstacles and stuff like that. Some people like, I'm gonna just give you an example. Some people got hit by their husbands today, you heard?
Yeah.
And the only way they could get away today was like an event today, just to get away, you heard?
Yeah. No, that's
like
great.
A little break for somebody or something.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I know, because I got a lot of females that's around my age bracket going through it. And they're just looking for a break or a way out or something like.
Yeah.
And a couple of us that's on this trip, they're going through it right now. So this trip is doing a lot for them right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think like that's obviously something that, you know, like people will overlook, because it's like, if you don't know that, you have no idea.
Because I ain't gonna cap it. Me, personal self, people need breaks, y'all.
Yeah.
Going through a whole year, like trauma and stuff like that, especially being homeless too. Yeah, people need breaks, bro. That's right here is like a awarding break to some people here.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, Buma, I really appreciate you doing this with us today and just jumping on for a few minutes and, you know, sharing your story a little bit. Thank you for all that you do, and, you know, in conjunction with Jenny and all in Project Kind, and for that, and for, you know, jumping on the show with us today.
I like the New Jersey hat too.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Great episode, a very unique episode, of course, of the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. We were here out at the Worthy of Love event here in MetLife Stadium in Rutherford, New Jersey, with Project Kind and the New York Giants. We got to talk to a lot of really cool people today. Obviously, Jenny DePaul, who's the founder of Project Kind and the founder of this event. And now, like, you know, I'm sure in the mics that you can hear, there's a lot of chaos going on. But yeah, this was so cool and such a unique experience for me, for Chrissy, for everybody that was involved today. And, you know, we had Jenny on, like I mentioned, Ethan Medley from the Giants, guest Edwin, Maddie, Rikki Cook, Jose Bracero, and Buma at the end there. Just like an awesome day. And it really kind of puts a lot of things in perspective and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it was such like a great event. So, again, I appreciate everybody for listening. All the links that we discussed over the course of the episode. So obviously projectkind123.org is the main one that everyone should know, because that's Project Kind's website, and there's ways that you can get involved through that, whether it's monetary donations, food donations, clothes, all that kind of stuff. We talked with Reaching Out Montclair, we talked with Omega Psi Phi, we talked with Soldier On, and we'll make sure that we put all those contact info and addresses, email addresses and stuff like that in the show notes, so you can go check it out, learn a little bit more about them, all that kind of stuff. So again, it's been such a great day. I know Chrissy had a good time. There it is, right in the camera. But again, thank you everybody for listening. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you do reach out to some of these great organizations, and then next time they do this, which is hopefully a year from now, we'll be good to go. But this has been the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Ham. We were here at MetLife Stadium in Rutherford, New Jersey, with the Worthy of Love event and with Project Kind and the New York Giants. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you next time.
feel